Why, hello there, fellow base builders. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan. Episode 46. Massive stacks of gas heat exchangers. So for this, I'll need 3 pipes, 3 sheets per. I'm just going to use the sheets that I had made here. For now, I'm just going to build one, so you can just... Did I stop the printer? Yes, the pipe popped out of the... I don't know what happened, but I made some noise. I was like, what? Grab my wrench. Grab my welding torch. And there it is. Heat exchanger of gas to gas. Surface area is 28 meters squared. Surface area of these is 1 meter squared. So I'm going from 3 to 28. Should be a little over 7 times more efficient. So, yep, not messing around there. Okay. At this point, maybe I do the vertical stacks. So let's go grab the flat walls for that. Oh, I don't have flat walls. Right, steel frames. Let's make flat walls. And if you're wondering about stairs, I could try to put a stairwell in. I'll print one stairwell just so that you physically see the stairwells. I don't like the stairs in the game because stairs in Stationeers are really large. They could take up a lot of room. And as a result, for a compact base like mine, they're kind of just bulky. So a stairwell is kind of, you see the problem here? It's kind of freaking massive, right? Like a single stairwell is yeah, I could do ladders, but a single stairwell is a stupid amount of space for an enclosed space. So having a stairwell, like, lead to my roof so I don't have to jetpack up there might make sense for outside, but for indoors, like, what the hell, man? I don't need something this stupidly massive. And the stairwells require support. And this is one of the stairwells that goes back and forth, so you can build them if you have, like, a skyscraper or some similar-ish design. But at the moment, I don't even have a frame support for these things, so I'm gonna put them away for now. But yeah, you can see why I haven't been touching stairs. And the internal stairs are not any better. They're like a 2x1. You can do ladders, and I'll probably set up ladders for this eventually. But let's just do the framework. Well, so the way the ladders work is the... if you look at some of the walls, some of the walls will have, like this, open panel, and that's a flat wall with an open panel. So if you flat wall it like this, you can feed a ladder through it, which is the other way to have, like, compacted stairs, which is which is what I would do. So having like a ladder here, so that I can go up. Stationeers dragged you back to Twitch? Well, welcome. Pleasure to have you here. And then I can have, like, it be serviced that way. Just to make sure the proof of concept works, does my large direct heat... So this requires frame support below. I might need to cheese it where I build it on the top with a frame below it, remove the frame, and then put the wall in. Temporary empty frames? Yeah, that's more or less what I was saying. Because I don't want, like, to actually leave the frames in. So let's do it that way. But I'll also print up a ladder just so you can see the ladder in its glory. Day out? Yeah. What if, actually, that's fine. So, ladder goes up. You know, we'll just have a bunch of ladders here. All right. I'm going to print up another one of these direct heat exchangers as a proof of concept for the second story, and then we'll do the rest. My steel is... whatever. Round down, I don't care. Whoa, I don't have a lot of oxygen. What happened to my Why was my oxygen tank so low? It's not like I don't have oxygen in the line. Maybe the regulator was off? But I don't recall it being off. I don't know. So here we go. The second super large heat exchange of gases. And I'm going to need to weld the frames first, won't I? And then we'll just unweld it. Realistically, like, I could leave the heat exchangers in a frame like that. I don't think the heat exchangers care. I think they'll still work just fine being embedded. What? Now what are you complaining about? Oh, I need one more. Yeah, it's 3 per, not 2 per. Really? I thought it was 2. Maybe it's 3. Super large gases is 3. Okay, yeah, I'm stupid. It's twice as big and 3 times as expensive. Logic. And I'll just let the others print up because I know I'm gonna need 6 more. All right, that's number 2. So I'll need, I have 1 pipe, so I'll need 8 more pipes. And steel sheets, but I already have the steel sheets. Is it worth, I don't know what I'm going to do with the old heat exchangers. I don't have a recycler yet. So if I wanted to do something with them, I'd probably, like, recycle them. But I don't have the answers to that yet. They're not so expensive that I, like, care. Trying to figure out what to do. Like, making a recycler specifically for that is going to be more effort than just, like, throwing them out. In my opinion. I might also spray paint them, knowing that it's going to, like, pollute the base a little bit. Just because having them color-coded, I suppose, makes sense. It's a totally different kit. The smaller heat exchangers and the large heat exchangers are separate kits, so I can't just repurpose these for the large ones. The small ones can only make small ones. Damn it. Actually, I'll keep those. Come on, last one. Woohoo! Okay, this was a lengthy process, but I'll never again have to upgrade this system. This is going to do an immense amount of heat exchange and should nearly instantly convert the temperature of the gases so that this is a ultimate endgame solution as a result. And I think what I'll do is I'll remove the frames and then put walls in between for aesthetic reasons. Actually, I could even have them boxed in frames. No, I'm gonna remove the frames. It looks a little nicer. And the plumbing will be easier. Oops, this died. So you think some of them are liquid types? I'll double check. Gases, gases, liquids, liquids. You are correct. Good catch. Are wireless batteries useful? Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Wireless batteries allow you to have your batteries recharge slowly, but automatically once you get within range of the Omni charger. It's like a wireless key station, if you will. And yeah, they're definitely useful. They're convenient. Oh, I did that wrong. It's kind of hard to check depth. There we go. Gases. Okay. So the top one's fixed. This one still needs to be fixed. There we go. I don't know why I assumed they'd be the correct type. Switching them out like I did. Obviously, it doesn't work like that. Alright, gases, gases, gases. I'm assuming gases, yes. Alright, let's remove all the frames, and then put the floors and ladders and the rest of that jazz in, and we'll be able to move on to the plumbing step. It's a giant stack of heat exchangers. And then for aesthetic reasons, we just put the panels in between. So it looks like it's actually supported by something and not just like magically floating. And then I would need 2 more ladders to get up to the top. without the jetpack. Now that I'm starting up my jetpack, let's replace the propellant because I ran that low. Speaking of running low, that's fine. That's fine. Cool. Actually, I'll do 3 ladders because I think it helps to have a top ladder that you grapple onto, if I recall, so that you don't like just fall when you're at the top. So let's get these installed. And then while I'm installing them, I know I'm going to need a bunch of insulated pipes, so I'm just going to start churning them out. Are there handrails? I don't think so. Well, there's stuff like handrails, I guess. But there we go. Now I can climb all the way up. And then... what's the descend again? Oh, S. Okay. And descend. I like it. I think what I'll do is... yeah, let's spray paint. So... oxygen, carbon dioxide, volatiles, nitrogen. Carbon dioxide, oxygen. I'll use the ladder. Bottles. Nitrogen. That's just decent logic. Yeah, it's just I would. There is no crouching in this game, so like my hands immediately went to like the crouch key, which does not exist because there is no crouching in this game. And then I was like, I can't figure out how to use this ladder, and yeah, I eventually got it. All right, first let's hook up the carbon dioxide, and then we'll do the other gases. I am going to cannibalize the old system. It's just going to be in the way. I'm just going to remove it entirely. So I know as a result of this, we are not going to be... I should stop intaking stuff because we are not going to be changing the temperature of anything. So these smaller units can only become, as you can see, I'm mouse wheeling. They can only stay small units. So there's nothing to really do with the systems other than to like recycle them. Small, direct, heat exchangers, cost, copper and steel. So I could recycle them for a little bit of copper and steel, like 27 of both. Maybe if I make a recycler, well, I could consider that. So the easiest way to set this up, probably... oh, where is... Yeah, okay. So just to visualize, my coolant is in this tank. It is carbon dioxide, because carbon dioxide is a relatively safe coolant. I've got, 18.8 kilomoles of it in this insulated tank. And we cool it down with these air conditioners, which dumps to the waistline. And then we... how does the waistline have water? What? How? What? What? Help me out here. My brain can't handle this. Where's that water coming from? If the waistline has oxygen, can it just like randomly H2 combust with volatiles to make water in a random pipe? Make steam in a random pipe that then condenses into water because of the pressure? Yeah, I'm assuming that's what's happening. That my waistline has a little bit of like oxygen filtered out, and it's like it's becoming steam and then condensing. I don't know. It doesn't... That would be my guess. 10 more liters of water. Boom. We have 40 liters of water now. I'm just doing a quick check. Volatiles. Steam's already processed. So I think the fuel should be gone. No? Fuel's not gone. Okay. Alright. Back on topic. So, to visualize the system, I've got coolant in here. The coolant is air conditioned to bring it down to the proper temperature, dumping waste heat into the heat dump loop, which then gets recycled with Vulcan at night air. And then this here is the coolant line. So this coolant line, I am going to do some light plumbing just to clean up some of the connections for efficiency's sake. So I'll use 3 longs where possible and 5 longs, etc. It's a little, it doesn't make a massive difference, but it should help a little. So, yeah, maybe only 3 long. So this is the coolant. And for all of my heat exchangers, we'll just, this coolant loop will be on the left. And then the other gases will be the nitrogen, the carbon dioxide, the volatiles, and the oxygen. So it's really just very easy to visualize. Now all the lines for the coolant have been hooked up into input 1 for these supercoolers. And then for carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide comes in here, and I'm going to deconstruct this in reverse order so I don't waste any gases. And then clean up the plumbing here because it's a bunch of single, and we don't need that. Okay. I want to feed it in here, so let's work backwards. And there is some insulated pipe in the way here, I guess, that is unseen. So... Really? Oh, right in this corner probably, right? Oh no, there's nothing in the way. Because, you know, the last thing you'd want to do is, like, accidentally combine, you know, pipe networks that you didn't expect. So now, you can see the temperature of this carbon dioxide dropping dramatically. It's dropping because it is equalizing with the temperature of the coolant, and then the coolant has to go through the AC loops, and as a result, so the purpose of this whole system is this. In order to keep this base running, I need regular inputs of volatiles and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide to feed into the farm to become oxygen, and volatiles to feed with the oxygen to become water. And the problem is, the carbon dioxide and the volatiles that are available to me are hot, quite hot. Hot enough that they need to be cooled a lot when they're pulled in from air, from Vulcan. So this system helps to cool those gases down so that they don't, when I'm doing a big batch of gas intake, they don't, those gases don't sit at like 50 Celsius and pose a risk to my health and the health of the plants. So this giant heat exchanger project allows me to move a lot of air around quickly. And I could even improve my my intake system, because currently the intake system uses the waste gas loop, which is hotter than ambient. So another way to improve this is to have air intake vents that push air into the filtration system at night on Vulcan, where it's about 126 Celsius, pulling in fresh gas for my filtration units, rather than the current system, which is just to use the stored gas in the waste loop, which is about 160 Celsius. Well, it makes a little bit of a difference when you're doing bulk batches. And that's an improvement that I'm not going to do right now. You'd have to vote on that. Because we're using this gas at 160 Celsius for intakes. But as a result, as you can see, the temperature of the coolant is 32 Celsius. The temperature of the CO2 is 32 Celsius. They're basically the same because they equalize very quickly in these heat exchangers. These massive passive coolers. Or not passive coolers, passive heat exchangers. Alright, let's do the other gases. I'm going to need more pipes, but next gas would be oxygen, and that's pretty, like, this pipe almost points directly at the oxygen intake, so, like, it doesn't take much to set that one up. And it's important to, when you're deconstructing the pipe network, to do it in order, because there is gas in here, and if I orphaned the gas, I delete the gas. So if I deleted this, there'd be gas stuck in this pipe, and if I delete this, it just like deletes the gas, and I don't want to delete my oxygen. So make sure to be deconstructing in order so that you don't nuke your gases. Oops. Okay, that's... I was trying to get the right angle to put the pipe down, and all of a sudden I'm climbing a ladder. And there we go. Now, the oxygen is equalizing as well. And then we'll do the volatiles and nitrogen. And the temperature of this oxygen is, like, instantly the temperature of the coolant. Like, that happened like that. Yeah, it was probably already warm, but, like... Yeah, this project is certainly working. Alright, volatile time. I'm definitely going to need more pipes for this before I'm able to build it, though. I could also clean up the individual segments. I mean, there's a lot of, like, weirdness here, but that's a little, again, out of scope of what I'm trying to accomplish right now, so I'm going to leave that for another time. So the volatiles are almost hooked up. I'm trying to clean up the, like, plumbing a little bit, as you can see. So I'll run nitrogen out this way and, like, kind of match the same pattern. Of course, this vent's a little in the way, but do what I can to make it not look stupid. Bottles are hooked up. And last but not least, the nitro line. Well, calling it nitro is kind of wrong. The nitrogen line. And all of this is so that I can capture the gas from the furnace for the nitrogen gas so that I don't necessarily have to worry about my nitrogen amount that I have for the farm. Because the farm uses nitrogen, albeit slowly, for the soybeans. And it's nice to have a income of nitrogen that is, like, kind of set and forget, I guess. I could actually move this vent over one so that it's nicer. I might do that. I'll have to hook up the airlock, but I honestly, I think that's a nicer solution than running the nitrogen weird. So the nitrogen line will run. Here's the result, where we'll have the corner lined up with the oxygen and the carbon dioxide and the volatiles. Yep, you can see how that's coming together. So let's move that airlock and then reconfigure the airlock so it works. This is called the Furnace Interior Active Vent. Cheers. Forget how to undo an old connection. Okay, let's crowbar it. Reset. No, that didn't really reset it. Let's break it way down. I've run into this bug before. I resolved it by just, like, super dismantling everything. I think this is probably a result of the whole, like, data disk removal thing now. Because you don't require a data disk anymore, and, like, this is, like, a leftover. Oh, what the hell? It's still set up? You have to do the screwdriver after you put it on the floor? Okay, got it. To, like, recycle it or whatever. Oh, circuit. Oh, fine. Circuit board. Let's hope that actually reset it. Yeah, it's stored on the chip. Do I need another advanced airlock setup chip? Is that what's it's gonna take? Use the screwdriver on the card. Oh, okay. That's how to do it. I should have read the patch notes more closely.
Filter low.
Is that true? Oh, it is true. One sec. I'll do that in a second. Well, yeah. Let's just quickly get a carbon filter. Breathing is, you know, necessary. Whatever. You always throw away the airlock card? Clear. Ah, yes. There we go. Thank you for that, chat. Okay, airlocks. 0, 0, exterior, interior, gas sensor, exterior, interior, and done. Okay, perfect. Back to the piping. So this needs to connect with this. I'm gonna require more pipes, unsurprisingly. Can I fit a 5 in here? Oh my god, where do I even stand to do 5s? Yes, I can fit a 5 in there. Alright. I'm gonna leave this one in my inventory so I don't have to pull the master again. More pipes, more pipes. Always need more pipes. After a lot of reports, they eventually added this way to nuke the card's memory naturally. Oh, this one is the master. Ah, touche. Touche. I never put that back. Well, glad I didn't, you know, install it. It was a simple fix, but still, it would be annoying. Power's looking good. Farm's looking fine. I bet the temperature for my volatils are so much better now. I'll check. So oxygen at 30, volatiles at 30, CO2 at 30. They're all the same temperature. Who would have guessed? It's literally by design, but I'm glad the design is working. That might be enough. I probably don't need a... Oh, can I not even do a 5 here? Oh, no, I can. Yeah, we don't need a 10. 10 would be too much. Is a 3 too much, too? Yep, 3's too much. Sorry about the rumbling in the background. A localized earthquake just for me. So now the nitrogen is going through the same process, and as you can see, it is quickly warming up to coolant temp. So the nitrogen now is 29.5, as is like basically everything. So they're all hooked up, and all that effort so that I can capture the output gas of the furnace. So let's go, how much nitrogen do I even have in this thing? Not a lot, but not nothing. Alright, so the next setup, atmospherics is now done. Pipe, furnace, waste to the nitro input. So what I'm going to be doing, the other gases that are in the furnace, there won't be any, generally speaking, there won't be any unspent oxygen or nitrous oxide in the furnace. So the only gas in the furnace that I care about really is the nitrogen. So I'm only piping the nitrogen into the filter. Can I chase the base's atmospherics now I'm done with jetpack? Sure. I don't think it's changed really at all. I mean, pressure's rather low, but that's because I was jetpacking around like a madman. You know what I can do is shove more oxygen into the room to repressurize it, so it's even more oxygenated. Because I have so much oxygen in these pipes, I need to, like, spend it. So I'm spending it this way. And then, Let's keep pushing. Let's keep capturing carbon dioxide now that the carbon dioxide becomes... So here's the big one. I'm pulling carbon dioxide from a 155 degree source, and the temperature of the carbon dioxide is rising, but it is rising and equalizing with everything else. So this carbon dioxide is like 30 C, and you'll see the temperature of this volatile's going up because the temperature of the coolant's going up. So everything is sort of equalizing, and there's a little bit of a lag time, but it's pretty quick. It's within like maybe a degree of one another as a result. Even a fraction of a degree. So it's really, really, really useful. That's enough carbon oxygen. I don't want to waste it all because I think that would be a reckless use. All right, so there you go. It's 83 kPa at 62% oxygen. I mean, it's breathable if I wanted to take my suit off. I just don't care. So now I need to pipe the furnace's output into the intake here. So this intake here, I guess that should be orange, or maybe this all should be purple now. So let's trace this intake. I believe I know where it's coming from, but this is pipe network 51575, which is the pipe network in here too. 51575. The portable filter battery's dead. Got it. So this is pipe network 51575 because previously we were piping the nitrogen from this room into the for the outgassing, and that's its own network, right? So it's not a waste line. It's none of these other lines. So I think what I want is these pipes to be neutral orange, and for me to replace the waste line of the furnace for orange rather than purple, because it should all be the same color. So let's first do that. I know I need more pipes, so let's start printing them up. And then we're going to be connecting the furnace line with that. Oh, shoot. So this is the outflow. This is where we're dumping. I'm not going to need the passive vent anymore. I'll just put it away for now. And then this is the waste line that needs to connect up to the 51575 line. We'll just poke it out the ceiling so I can connect with it. Okay. Probably enough. Unfortunately, it's daytime, but gotta roll with it. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Vulcanites.